W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Life, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realty, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the head beer coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
It is time to eat some lunch and talk some sports. Welcome into a Thursday edition of Sports Scene today, coming to you from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where Gator baseball is set to take on the Tigers in the last regular season weekend of the year, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the SEC tournament begins next week. Jeff Cardozo and I will have the call of the games this weekend for you here in Baton Rouge. Caroline is going to produce our broadcast today. Before we go any further, I want to thank Graham Hall from 247 Sports for hosting yesterday. Always appreciate Graham stepping in. We were on the airplane getting down here, showtime yesterday. We are not coming to you directly from the Gator Trim Light studio today, but normally when we're home, that is exactly where we broadcast the show from. And I've been telling you for a long time now, they can do a lot of things with your pool deck, with your property, with your house, your landscaping. They can do a whole lot with it. They do great landscape lighting, a lot of different things. Go check them out today, GatorTrimLight.com, and see all they can do for you. We are fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. When you go see them in person, you know what to do. Tell them Sports Scene sent you. We have a good show planned for you today. Don't forget, tomorrow is going to be one of those days when we don't know when we come on the air because of Gator softball. We'll be on right after Gator softball, though. Today, Dick Girardi is back. The second leg of the Triple Crown. The Preakness is coming up, and I'm going to really talk to Dick a lot today because I do want to know why so many horses are not trying for the Triple Crown. The Derby winner is not in the field. He'll be here bottom of this hour. Savannah Collins, one of our grads, covers softball for ESPN. She'll be here to talk about the regionals taking place around the country. In the 1 o'clock hour, the play-by-play voice of LSU, Chris Blair, will talk to us about what's happened with LSU baseball and their chances, remote as they may be, for making an NCAA regional. And then we will have Nicole Mendez joining us today. She'll have the call of the Gator regional. She'll be joining us at the bottom of the 1 o'clock hour. So that's what we have planned for you today. Some other things going on today. The PGA Championship begins. Did you see where a golfer in the field was penalized 2 strokes for being late to his tee time? Yeah, he was a minute late and got docked 2 strokes. Boy. Also, how about this? The Edmonton Oilers, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they make the Stanley Cup Finals 2 years in a row before this year? Guess what? They fired their coach. He's gone. Knobloch. See you later. NBA playoffs, Cleveland getting a big win last night. And we'll see if the Cavaliers will be facing the Knicks in the Eastern Conference. And the Mets won a game last night. Hallelujah. By the way, the weather here today, just like it is home, gorgeous. Sunshine, temperature in the 80s. All right. Today, Caroline will take care of business here. If you have any Facebook Live questions, they are courtesy of Ruse Oak or State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. And YouTube questions brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, where Coach Spurrier does his banking, serving our community for 90 years. All of our calls come to you courtesy of the Titan MRI and Imaging phone line. 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City to serve you better. Calling for the best MRI, TitanMRI.com. And our email sponsor, International Diamond Center, the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. They carry a great assortment of diamond engagement rings, great jewelry. You'll see them, and we're going to see the quality at International Diamond Center. In the first hour of the show, brought to you in part by Quality Plumbing. When you need a plumber, rely on the same company Gainesville's trusted since 1984, Quality Plumbing. Their name says it all. And all of our guests are courtesy of Meldon Law. Serving Gator Nation since 1971, Meldon Law won't back down. I wanted also to ask this question. Louisville, their minor league baseball team, had a pretty unique thing at their ballpark last night. And I wonder if you would be for this if Florida were to try it. They basically took away all of the frills of the game and just they called it nothing night. Okay. They called it baseball in its purest form. I'm reading from the story here. All on-field promotions, video board stuff, outside music, and ad reads were forgotten. The game did have an in-stadium organist, like they used to do back in the day, but natural baseball noise only. And it's interesting, when they talked to some of the fans about that, because the stadium was quieter, you could hear more a ball striking the catcher's mitt, sunflower seeds shaking out of a bag. You could hear talk in the dugout, dirt crunching under the cleats, and concessions being prepared more than you could do it. Now, Louisville didn't win, but I wonder, how do you feel about that? When you go to a game, not just a Gator game, any baseball game, how do you feel when it comes to that? And then, again, this is a day when there's not a great deal going on of controversial nature in sports, but hopefully Caroline will get some emails or whatever else, and we will hear from you today around the guests that we have on the show today. I'm going to get my emails from my phone today. So that's where we're going here. Gator Track and Field, getting ready for the SEC championships. Women's golf has qualified for the NCAA championships. So congratulations to them. And we'll indeed see how Gator Track does and see if Coach Holloway can bring home even more than what he's done in the past. He's really done a terrific job there. All right, a couple of emails here. Philip, he said, Steve, what's realistic for baseball in this series? Do you think there'll be a top 8 seed? Yeah, I do. A lot obviously depends on the outcome of the other games. Florida just can't get swept here. LSU, look, you can look at it one of two ways. They've been bad all year. They can hit, though. They can hit, but they can't pitch a lick. And their defense is not very good. Can Florida take advantage of that? If Florida wins 1 here, I think they'll host a regional. If they win 2, they will definitely host a regional and in all likelihood be a top 8 seed for the SEC tournament, which means they would have a first round bye. So I would hope, because LSU struggled so much in Georgia. Now when they got swept in Athens last week, but they scored a lot of runs, but they also gave up a lot of runs. Can Florida, from a hitting standpoint, take advantage of that? And LSU's starting pitcher tonight, you're not supposed to do this, but is officially listed as TBA, and that's something you're not supposed to do. Mike says fans should be making noise supporting their team. Sound like a Gator baseball crowd. No, Mike, I didn't say the fans didn't make noise. I said the artificial noise was not done. Nobody said fans couldn't cheer. That's not at all what I said. That's not at all what it was implied. Fans could cheer their head off. That's what they were supposed to do. But I think, and when you go to a ball game now, I mean, think about it. In the interim of time between a pitcher pitches a pitch and his next pitch, there has to be some sound filling that. Why? I've never understood that. I've never understood that. Why not let the crowd, the murmur of the crowd be what's there? But again, I'm sure they do research on this. Maybe I'm not, where I'm supposed to be on this. I don't know. But no, nobody said, Mike, that fans couldn't cheer. That they were supposed to cheer for Louisville. And unfortunately for Louisville, they didn't win the game. By the way, after the show today, after we are done, make sure and tune in for a show called The 35. It's a 7-week countdown of the top Gators of all time, and you can vote on the greatest sports moments ever. Okay, that's going to come up today. Let's get to our phone line here. Dean is there. Hi, Dean. How are you?
Good afternoon, Steve. I wanted to chime in with the stadium without the noise, other than the national noise. I look back to Detroit, though, where Tiger Stadium years ago was just an old time ballpark, and when they built Comerica, they got a Ferris wheel there, and they got a merry-go-round and stuff like that. So I think today's generation wants to be entertained. They certainly don't want the old time baseball keeping score, things that people of my generation recollect years ago. So I think the entertainment. I think the minor leagues do a real good job of bringing in outside entertainment and keeping the fans entertained.
Yeah, I don't say that fans shouldn't be entertained. And that's a whole nother discussion, Dean, in terms of, how that's changed. Because growing up, when I went to a ballpark, I kept score. I intently watched the players. I didn't have to have music all the time. I didn't have to have something in my ear all the time. So that you're right, it's changed. But I do think there's a happy medium. I have no problem with walk-up songs for players. I did it first. I've kind of grown to that now. But to have something for every second that there's not something of a baseball ilk going on, I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, like you said, the walk-up music, that's kind of, it's not as prevalent as it used to be, but I think the Major League Baseball or baseball at all levels competes against the NFL. They're just a marketing behemoth, and so it's tough though. But the purist of baseball, trying to make it a total enjoyment, for the fan though. So they're not not bored though.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation, right? If you're going to a baseball game, you're going to a baseball game to watch baseball. It doesn't mean you can't talk to your kids or your neighbor or your wife or your husband or whatever that is at a baseball game. But you you are there to watch a baseball game, and if you have to be entertained in some other way, between innings, great. Have them go out and do whatever on the field and do something in the stands and promote, and people dancing on the dugout. I got no problem with that. But sometimes during the game, I think you're bombarded a little bit with too much. But, we'll see. I appreciate your call, Dean. Thank you for yours.
Thank you,
we'll take a break, come back. More to come from Baton Rouge today. You're listening to Sports Scene, coming to you today from what I will call the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jaden Haynes. Florida baseball cap off the regular season tonight in a 3-game series versus LSU. The Gators are coming off the series victory against Kentucky, pioneered by 3 dingers to the right field by Hayden Yost, Brendan Lawson, and Caden McDonald. Here's Coach O'Sullivan on the importance of last week's series.
It was an important series for us, obviously, so a couple things. We won a series against a really good Kentucky team, senior day, and it's Mother's Day. So, you got all 3 things. So, just a really good finish to the weekend for sure.
Coverage on WRUF begins at 7:25. The NCAA Women's Golf Regional finished yesterday with Florida finishing 3rd, clinching a spot for the national championship. Freshman Caitlin Huber had the best day for the Gators with a 4-under par performance, followed by Megan Propek at 3-under. The championship tournament will take place at the end of the month from May 22nd to May 27th.
Friends, if somebody's been in business for 45 plus years, doesn't that tell you something? Trust, longevity. Well, that is the case with my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville. The Cousins family has operated that business for the past 45 plus years, and they specialize in just one thing. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Great variety, great selection. I'm driving one now, have been for years. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Nobody does catering like P.F. Chang's. Elevate your gathering with our buffet-style catering pans. Packed with bold flavors and generous portions of your favorite dishes. We make it easy to serve and even easier to enjoy. From chopsticks to dessert, everything's ready for pickup or delivered right to your door. Choose individual meals, customizable catering packages, or build your own perfect feast. P.F. Chang's Catering. Your feast perfected. Order now at pfchangs.com/catering.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their gamberi salento, shrimp, fresh tomatoes, and zucchini sauteed in garlic and oil with penne pasta and Romano cheese.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Miapa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Miapa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Miapa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Miapa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
In a world of big banks, there's only one truly local choice in Gainesville, Gala Bank. Locally owned and operated, Gala Bank is built by people who live here, work here, and care about this community. With over 350 years of combined banking experience, you'll always get trusted guidance and personal service you can count on. And with convenient 7 to 7 hours, Monday through Saturday, banking works around your schedule, not the other way around. Local bank, local people. Gala Bank. Member FDIC.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Meta World Peace, what's up, man?
Nah, that's not my name anymore, thanks to Hard Rock Bet.
We're doing this again, are we?
Now I go by Meta over rebounds, under assists, Meta the first basket, free throw, piece.
Huh, so you really can same-game parlay practically anything now on Hard Rock Bet.
It's the only place I play these days.
Download the Hard Rock Bet app and start playing today. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Your only home for Gator baseball is WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM. Your home for Gator sports.
Sensei Asian Bistro now open in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. The premier date night spot has arrived. We welcome them to the Sports Scene family. Make sure and visit Sensei Asian Bistro for some truly great dining. All right, welcome back to Sports Scene. Dick Jordy is going to join us bottom of the hour to talk about the upcoming Preakness, the second leg of the Triple Crown. But in the meantime, let's go back to our Titan MRI imaging phone line. Byron's there. Hi, Byron.
Hey, Steve. Great afternoon to you. And, Steve, I'll start off with my Gators, our Gators at the University of Florida Gators baseball. Steve, I mentioned the other day, and I don't know how Sully and I'm looking at this, but as a fan, from my view, I'm already starting the playoffs. And I think the team is focused that way. If you just got a small injury, you're going to suck it up. I think the pitchers will be more focused. And that's not to say, like you say, I'm sure LSU is drinking the same Kool-Aid. But so it's going to be a great series. And I just hope we can get – I mentioned 3, just 2-1. But definitely don't want us to get them, to beat us or sweep us, definitely. And, Steve, just a couple things real quick, summertime things, not a lot of time on it. Steve, I've been noticing you was Cleveland, Detroit. I kind of didn't catch it all. Did Detroit win that?
No, Cleveland won last night.
Yeah, who won? I'm thinking it's Detroit, wasn't it?
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Can he not hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Well, Steve, this what I was trying to say. I'm getting a little feedback, but it seemed that they're really getting physical, even with San Antonio and Minnesota. And Minnesota has claimed they got 10 people and they use their fouls. So I'm not making this up, but they're playing close. And the NBA is not known for defense. Do you like that kind of ball, and do you think they're really playing physical? And real quick, I'm going to just go to my second question. You might not want to hit on it. But, Steve, I think the NFL is going back to running backs, and Tampa Bay playing small ball, stealing. I love the concept of both things. I hope the NFL get more running backs, but the receivers in there all. But do you see that switch? And I'm going to get on off there, Steve. Enjoying the show as always. Go Gators.
All right, thank you. No, I do not see that switch. Look, our running back still a bit devalued? Yes. We saw where Jeremiah Love was drafted. If you're a really good running back, you are going to get drafted highly, but it is still throw the football, wide receivers league. It's not ground and pound anymore for sure. Top Jimmy, welcome to the show.
Hey, good afternoon. Hey, good afternoon, sir. You in your opening, you already beat me to all three of the topics I wanted to discuss with you, but allow me to rehash a little bit. Another instance of what have you done for me lately? The Oilers fired their coach after they were in the Stanley Cup Finals the past 2 years, and he had just signed an extension. Explain, please, to me. I don't get it. The business and politics of sports is starting to take away from the enjoyment of watching sports. Am I off base on that?
No, the best way I can tell you this, on the surface of it, this makes no sense. Zero. But I think there was concern in the organization that the window to win a cup, which they've not done, right, with McDavid, is going away.
Yep.
And I think there were some signs this year that it was not going in the right direction. So rather than wait, they decided to pull the trigger. I'm not saying that's right, but that's the sense I get.
All right, got you there. And then, the golfer that showed up 1 minute late for his tee time. if he had stumbled and fallen somewhere and showed up 5 minutes late, they would have DQ'd him. I've heard that on the Dan Patrick show this morning. But you walk up to the first tee, if you don't have your ball and your club in your hand at your tee time when they announce your name, it's an automatic penalty.
Yeah, and it seems ridiculous in a way. You're a minute late, but hey, those are the rules, and they know it. So guess what? Shame on him.
Yep, absolutely. And then, lastly, the Rays would have gone to 18 out of 20 last night, except for a walk-off grand slam. Did you see that?
I did not. I saw they lost. I didn't see how.
They had a 3-1. They had a 3-1 lead in the bottom of the ninth, and the Blue Jays loaded the bases. Dalton Varsho launched a grand slam to the opposite field, and I was just like, "Oh, I can't believe that's happening." But that's what's great about baseball. It truly is.
And you're not going to win 162. That's right.
You're not going to win. There you go. You're not going to win all 162. Thanks for the time, Steve. Always a pleasure.
All right. Appreciate you, Todd, Jimmy. Thank you. We'll take a break, come back. The second leg of the Triple Crown's coming up. Dick Girardi will talk to us about that and why we see a lot of horses not going to try to win the Triple Crown. We'll pick Dick's brain next as you come back to Sports Scene on WRUF.
Your home for the Tampa Bay Rays is WRUF.
It's never fun being injured. And with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Being pain-free is a short drive away. And they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
International Diamond Center's values are so compelling, it's not unusual to see people here that are not local.
Every day, we have people that drive an hour and a half, even 2 hours.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People are willing to drive because they've heard it's not a typical jewelry store.
For example, did you know IDC has one of the largest selections of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America?
You're going to want to come to IDC. It's worth the drive.
International Diamond Center in Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com.
Thursdays just got a whole lot better. At Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, it's prime rib night, and it's everything you've been craving. We're talking slow-roasted, perfectly seasoned USDA prime rib, carved just the way you like it, served with a jumbo loaded baked potato and all the classic fixins. Simple, legendary, done right. This isn't just dinner, it's a weekly tradition. And hey, you asked, the head ball coach delivered. Join us every Thursday for premium prime rib night at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Come hungry, leave legendary.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
It's game day. Lights on, fans ready, everything running like it should. Now imagine your home performing at that same level. No flickering lights, no tripping breakers, no last-minute surprises. With B&D Electric, your home's electrical system is always game day ready. From repairs and lighting to panel upgrades and troubleshooting, they deliver reliable service you can count on every time. Don't sit on the sidelines. Schedule your service today at www.bdelectric.com. That's bdelectric.com.
Foodies, this is not a drill. Sensei Asian Bistro is now open in Celebration Point, right next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, and it's bringing bold Japanese French fusion flavors you won't find anywhere else. We're talking smoked New York strip, rich matcha curry, melt-in-your-mouth Chilean sea bass, and the fan-favorite Chunggang chili chicken. Feeling adventurous? Dive into fresh crudo oysters or treat yourself to A5 Wagyu tataki. Add in handcrafted cocktails, and you've got your next night out covered. Sensei Asian Bistro. Come hungry, leave impressed.
The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Almoverdi. Weekdays at 4, right here on WRUF.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby. As they make their way to the top of the stretch, Further Ado is getting going on the far outside with Commandment. They're both putting in their runs as they arrive into the final furlong. O'Sally is also gaining ground on the far outside as they come to the last 16th of a mile. Danon Bourbon in front. O'Sally, a huge long shot. Renegade and Golden Tempo are closing too. Here's Golden Tempo! Golden Tempo and Cherie DeVaux make history in the Kentucky Derby over Renegade in a final time of 2:02.27 seconds.
I so want to call a horse race. I always have, and especially that one when history was made. Welcome back to Sports Scene as you listen on WRUF. My next guest has been with me for a long time here. Dick Girardi joins us here, coming to you courtesy of betonline.ag. You can check out BetOnline for the most up-to-date odds and props on the 151st running of the Preakness Stakes. Dick, welcome. Good to have you back.
Glad to be here, Steve, and I would love to see you call a horse race someday. There's nothing like it. It's a wild scene out there trying to call all these animals.
Yeah, there is nothing like it. Look, a lot's been made of the fact that, the Preakness winners are not, the Derby winners are not running in the Preakness. That their TV contract, I think, is up either this year or next year. Won't this change? Doesn't it have to change so fans can have a chance at least for a horse to get a Triple Crown?
Yes and yes. Yeah, it's going to change, Steve, and it has to change. And you're right, the TV contract with NBC to televise the Preakness is up after this year. NBC is interested in renewing. Fox is interested in getting it. The Derby's not going anywhere. They have a long-term contract with NBC, but the Belmont Stakes is on Fox. So whichever network gets the Preakness, they're going to absolutely insist that it be moved back because, look, the Preakness is an awesome race. It's home for me. I grew up in Baltimore. But it's not the same without the Derby winner. Let's just deal in a reality. So the TV networks, right, they want people to watch the race. They just had 20 million people watch the Derby. They're going to tune in Saturday and they go, wait a second, where the hell is the Derby winner? So, yeah, that's not going to fly. So they're going to change it next year. I'm hoping for 4 weeks and then 4 weeks to the Belmont. Nothing's set in stone. Nothing's been decided, but it has to change for sure.
You know this sport inside and out, Dick, and you know the history. Sometimes we get the feeling that if you won the Derby back in the day, that horse always ran in the Preakness, and that it's the modern day thoroughbred that can't do this now. Is that a fact? Did most of the, back in the day, did most of the Derby winners run in the Preakness?
All of them, yeah, with a very few exceptions. Maybe if the horse, something happened to the horse or the trainer just didn't feel comfortable coming back. And it really wasn't the 2 weeks as much as just maybe they kind of were fortunate to win the Derby. But, yeah, Steve, it's really changed. The sport started to change like maybe 20 years ago where they weren't running as often, and the top-class horses rarely run back in 2 weeks. But it's really become here dramatic in the last 5 years when we've had 3 Derby winners not running the Preakness, including the last 2. That starts to become a problem with your sport because this is the marquee event in the sport, the Triple Crown. It's one of the reasons you and I talk every year during it because it's a huge deal beyond just the insular world of horse racing. People love this stuff. So, yeah, you got to give them what they want. And because the game has changed, and look, Bob Baffert, if he had won the Derby, he'd be in the Preakness. He doesn't care about the 2 weeks, but he's kind of old school. A lot of the newer trainers, Cherie DeVoe being one of them, she's never run a horse in her career, which is only 8 years old, ever run a horse back in 14 days, much less run the Derby winner back in 14 days. They just don't do it anymore.
Well, are the horses different now? Are they bred differently? Are they, a bad word to use, but that fragile where they can't do it? What's behind that?
I think they could do it, and I think if you go back to last year, right? Journalism ran in all 3. He was the Derby favorite, ran second, won the Preakness, and then finished second in the Belmont Stakes. He held his form all the way through, so it is doable. It's just that a lot of the trainers today, they just don't think their horses can do it, even though it's been proved that they can. But if that's going to be the feeling of the majority of the trainers, and I think of Todd Pletcher and Chad Brown and Bill Mott, some of the best in the game, and these are the guys that are going to win the Derby. They're going to have horses. If that's their thinking, you might not like it, but you better adapt to it, right? I mean, we've adapted in other sports. I mean, think about the purists that went nuts in baseball because of a DH, or now with pitch counts. So it changes. The game is still the game. We love the game. So I just think they need to adapt in the Triple Crown. And I know there are people saying, well, it won't be the same as when Secretariat won it in 1973. Well, Kyle Schwarber had 56 home runs for the Phillies last year. He was the DH. Does anybody care if he was the DH? They just know he had 56 home runs.
As far as the race itself, who do you like?
Hard race, Steve. I really like the non-Bourbon in the Kentucky Derby, and unfortunately, if you watch the race, he took the lead in the stretch, and they just announced the other day what I knew was coming. He ended up fracturing a knee in the race, and that's obviously probably why he didn't win the race. I find this race much more complicated. There's a lot of great props at betonline.ag. The favorite there is Incredible, who finished third in the Derby. We have 3 back in the Derby into this year's Preakness. But, man, there's not a lot of form here. I'm picking the 9 Iron Honor on the theory that the trainer-jockey combo, Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt, is the best in the game right now. But I don't have a tremendous amount of confidence. Long shot would be the 7, The Hell We Did. But, man, this is a very hard race because there's just not a lot of accomplished horses in here, unfortunately. there's not a lot of consistency, which is obviously what you're looking for in any sport, especially horse racing.
I don't know if this is an anomaly in terms of the number, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Only 3 horses from the Derby are in the Preakness. That seems like a really low number. Is that because of the risk of the injury? Why such a low number?
Yeah, there's a couple things going on with that. That has happened a lot in recent years. The Derby is the one race everybody wants to participate in. Well, there's 20 horses can be in the gate in the Derby and only 14 in the Preakness, right? So that automatically eliminates 6 of them. They can't get it anyway, even if they wanted to come. And then there's the horses that they run 17th and they go, our horse isn't as good as we hoped. So they're not going to run. But yeah, in recent years, there's been fewer and fewer running back. And then they'll wait for the Belmont Stakes in 5 weeks, which fits normal schedules anymore. And even more so, Steve, in the last 3 years, the Belmont Stakes is being run at Saratoga Racecourse as they're rebuilding Belmont Park on Long Island. And the race is at 1.25 miles now, which is not the unusual distance of the normal Belmont of 1.5 miles. So they like that. They like the 5 weeks. They like all of it. And a lot of the top trainers, Pletcher, Mott, they're all stabled up at Saratoga anyway, so their horses are already up there getting ready for the Belmont Stakes. So a combination of all those is why we only have 3.
Dick Girardi joining us here, talking about the second leg of the Triple Crown that's going to be coming up here. I know they're rebuilding. When is the time frame for that rebuild to be finished?
So Belmont Park is going to open the new one on September the 18th of this year. And it will be completely finished and ready for the Belmont Stakes of 2027. It's interesting. You were talking about changing the dates of the Triple Crown races. Well, now's the time because they're also this year the Preakness is at Laurel Park, which is 25 miles south of Pimlico, because Pimlico is undergoing a complete reconstruction as well. They think they'll be back there next year. Maybe the building won't be finished, but they'll be back there at Tense in Baltimore. So yeah, now's the time, that all these changes are happening to just maybe change the whole structure of the Triple Crown.
Last thing, look, a horse is a very valuable commodity, and people pay a lot of money to buy, the best horses that they can get. I'm all for safety, Dick. I'm all for making sure the horse is healthy and all, because it's a big investment. But is it being overdone? Are they being overprotected, or am I wrong in thinking that?
No, I think they're being overprotected. I think you're right. Again, if you think back, we had a Triple Crown in 2015 with American Pharoah, who ended up winning the Breeders' Cup Classic at the end of the year. So he ran in all 3, and he came out the other end and ran the best race of his life in his last race. We had a Triple Crown in 2018. So it's very much doable. We had Journalism run 3 great races last year. He's come back as a 4-year-old. He looks fine. So, but it really doesn't matter what we think. It's kind of what the people that have the horses think. And that's just how they're treating them these days. But yeah, I think they are a little overprotective. But that's how it is, unfortunately.
I always appreciate you being on here, and we'll get you back on when the third leg runs. Always appreciate your time, Dick. Thanks for doing it.
You got it. Thanks so much, Steve.
You got it. Dick Girardi joining us here, been with us for a long time, coming to you courtesy of betonline.ag. Okay, now I'm going to get to a couple of emails here, and then I'm going to talk a little softball. Gabe says, thanks so much for bringing up the issue of noise at the ballpark. I regularly attend games at Condon. The volume of the music keeps me and my baseball buddies from having a normal conversation, and the music choices are god-awful. Music was better at the MAC. On the LSU series, got to get 2 to clinch postseason hosting spot. A sweep, we have a shot at the national seed. Tonight's game pivotal to win with King on the bump. What's with Johnson not naming a starting pitcher for tonight? Seems poor sportsmanship. Yeah, I think there's a little gamesmanship going on there. And, I don't know why you would not, name somebody, but that's just the way it is. And we'll see what goes here. All right. Caroline's got a question here from a caller. In humans, we see athletes always increasing times. Horse racing seems to have maxed out. Any reason for that? That's a good question. I wish I'd have seen that when Dick was here. Because you don't see, he won it or the horse won it in a record time. You don't really see that. So, that's a great question. Okay, you did, Caroline. I'm sorry, I missed it. Okay, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and then we're going to talk a little softball with one of our Gator grads around the country as the regionals are starting up. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jaden Haynes. Florida baseball's 3-game slugfest against LSU begins tonight. The Kentucky series last weekend saw 3 Gators strike a homer to the right field in their 9-6 win on Sunday. Among them was Caden McDonald, who also pitched 4 1/3 with no hits. Here's McDonald.
Fastball up was really good, getting swing and misses on that, and then just getting ahead of guys with curveball was good today. Didn't really throw any sliders, pretty much just fastball, curveball today. So just got ahead with the curveball and then fastball to finish it.
WRUF's coverage on the game starts at 7:25. While the softball regular season has come to a close, the regional tournament is fully underway this Friday, beginning with Florida versus Florida A&M. The Gators are 48-10 in overall play, with 0 of those losses coming from mid-majors, proving a worthy challenge for the Rattlers. For full coverage, look to WRUF at 10:30.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet of the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax tag title and dock. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
When you buy real wood furniture, you're saving money because you're buying furniture that lasts generations. Now, save 20% more May 16th through the 25th. Wood U Furniture in Gainesville is celebrating 41 years by offering 20% off store-wide. Shop their huge showroom and customize a piece to fit your style. It's Wood U Furniture's 20% off anniversary sale May 16th through 25th. Visit them on Main Street or online at woodugainesville.com.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Sunny skies this afternoon, high temperatures in the mid-80s, clear for us tonight, and humidity levels dropping off, and that will help lows to fall to the upper 50s for our Friday morning. In the afternoon tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, a little bit warmer, highs in the upper 80s. We'll make it to the 90s over the weekend, sunny on Saturday, slight chance for an afternoon thunderstorm on Sunday. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Folks, meet the local people that give you local service at Gala Bank, Gainesville's only local bank. Locally owned and operated, over 350 years of combined experience, here to help neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets. That's at Gala Bank, 7515 West University Avenue off of Tower Road, member FDIC. Well, in the NCAA, Gators, or rather softball, is in that mode, the postseason. That includes Florida. That includes a lot of SEC teams. Joining us now, a Gator grad, and she's covering softball for ESPN and others. She is Savannah Collins, and she now joins us. Hi, Savannah. How are you?
Great. Glad to be back.
I'm in Baton Rouge today, girl, with baseball, so coming to you long distance here today. Let me start with Florida. There are some fans who are a bit concerned, Savannah, because, the last 5 games, they gave up, 10, 9, 9, 9, 9. Those were against really good teams. But history shows me when regionals roll around with Tim Walton, they kind of get to another gear. Are you worried at all about the Florida pitching?
I think pitching is always a concern. I think the team as a whole should not be something that you're worried about. Florida hasn't lost a regional at home since 2012. Hasn't lost a home game since 2017. But I think Tim Walton, when he said it after that FGCU series that there's going to have to be another pitcher that steps up, I think still proves to be true. We've seen flashes from the other 3 arms against Georgia, when they were playing Alabama in the SEC tournament. But you can't go all the way. You can't go deep into the postseason riding just one arm. It's too tough to do. So I think, over this regional play and then advancing into super regionals, fans in the program want, there's got to be somebody who can carry the load because these other teams and these other hitters are just too good.
I know when it comes to the SEC, we know how good the league is. So who do you, if I said to you, top team in the SEC going into the regional is, how would you fill in the blank?
Man, that is a tough question just because of how high level the competition is. I think what we saw from Texas and Alabama in the SEC tournament, I think gave us a little bit of a preview of their postseason form. And they've got something that a lot of teams need, which is elite pitching and more complete staffs. And so I think right now it's between those two that have really shined here as of late. And then I think going into regionals and super regionals play, I think those are the best teams in the SEC right now who have that potential to go the distance.
A lot of times, because we are SEC-centric, Savannah, you don't look nationally. Who are some other teams nationally that you like?
Man, I think, that Tuscaloosa Regional, that is no cakewalk for the Crimson Tide. They've got to face the two best mid-major teams in southeastern Louisiana and Belmont. I think that's going to be a very challenging regional. I think the Lubbock Regional is going to be a tough one, too. Obviously, you have Texas Tech and Kennedy, who you can never really count out. Duke is another squad who's kind of been up and down throughout the season, but very similar to the Gators, kind of really come to their best form at the end of the year. So those are some teams that I really look at. And then Stanford, I mean, they have won 15 in a row before they fell to Florida State in the ACC tournament. Like, getting hot at the right time, coaches say that all the time, but there is something to it. So I would be ready to see some upsets throughout this regional play because there are some really high-level teams who are vying to keep their season alive.
Florida State has been really good and consistent, much like Florida. But to me, they've been a little under the radar this year. I don't know why I have that feeling. When you look at Florida State, though, Savannah, what do you see?
Man, I see Issa Torres. She is just tearing it up right now. I think there was a tweet that went viral of kind of like her heat map over the last couple months. And the big thing that stands out is like there's really not a part of the zone, even outside the zone, that she can't hit. So she's fourth right now, batting 605 with her on-base percentage, has a over 1,000 OPS. And so they've really got some strong hitters, but I'm with you. Like, it's a squad that has kind of just stayed the course and maybe hasn't had big games or big moments that have made headlines. But the Seminoles are a team that has the hitting that can kind of power them through. So I'm with you and feeling that same way that really until the ACC tournament, I'm going, man, Florida State's kind of got it going on right now.
I want to give you a chance to plug. You're a senior reporter for the AUSL. So if folks don't know about the AUSL, tell them.
Yeah, AUSL is the place to watch pro softball and where some of these players that we're talking about right now will have the opportunity to continue their careers. I was actually there in Gainesville when Kinley Cahalan and Jocelyn Erickson got their golden ticket, which signified that they've been drafted to the league. So if they sign, Jocelyn Erickson would play for the Chicago Bandits. And I think she's got a pretty good setup to be a starter on that professional team in her rookie season. And Kinley Cahalan, she was drafted to the Portland Cascade. I love putting together how do I think these teams will form up over the course of the summer. And when I put together the Cascades infield, I have Cahalan starting at third base. And so, if you want to continue to watch Gators and other top softball players like Carlin Pickens, Nyjah Kennedy, Maya Johnson at Belmont, who I mentioned, like, that's where these players are going to continue their careers. So, once the Women's College World Series ends, that doesn't mean watching softball ends. The season kicks off on June 9th, and, man, it's going to be a good one.
I wanted to ask you that. I was going to ask you when the season kicked off. You answered that. But how has the league been received in the cities it's in? What are the crowds been like? What's the excitement been like?
It has been really cool. Last season, the league was on a cross-country tour, and that was intentional. They were testing where do the fans show up? Where do we sell out? And so we knew in certain markets that, things were going to be successful. In Round Rock, Texas, right outside Austin in particular, I saw the biggest pro softball crowd that I've ever seen in my career working in the sport, 7,000 people in a minor league baseball stadium to watch softball. We actually went to a preseason event in Portland, which was not on the tour stop. So I was kind of like, man, what's this going to be like? And people showed up and showed out. They were so receptive to women's sports in Portland, which, I'm not from out there, so that was interesting. And, Carlin Pickens went number 1 overall to the Carolina Blaze, which plays in Durham. And once she was drafted, the boost we saw in ticket sales, merchandise sales was incredible. And so it's neat to see that conversion from college to pro is happening, and that the cities are really excited to have pro softball, in their town, especially there's only 6 teams right now. So it's special to be somewhere that has pro softball this summer.
That's great stuff. Savannah, where can people see your work?
Oh, man, I'm always posting on Instagram, but coming up, I'm actually doing some baseball, too. I know you're on the road for baseball now, and next week I'll be doing some American Conference tournaments. But we're going to head down to our preseason camp at the end of May, and then you can see me on TV. We've got a linear slate, no streaming, not a lot of games on ESPN+. Turn on your TV and watch pro softball this summer. And I'll be there covering the teams and those games. And theusl.com, we write some great stories if you want to know and get to know these players as people. So that's where a lot of my work lives. Love for y'all to tune in, especially the softball fans. I promise it will not disappoint.
I'll be watching. I'll tell you that. So I always appreciate you. Proud of you. Thank you, Savannah, you bet. Thanks for taking time.
Thanks. See ya.
Okay. Savannah Collins, one of our grads, senior reporter for the AUSL, and does a little work for ESPN as well. That is our first hour. Hour 2 coming up from Baton Rouge. The play-by-play voice of LSU, Chris Blair, is going to join us top of the show. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
The NBA playoffs play here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and anywhere in the world on the WRUF mobile app.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com, and let your brand shine.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. Well, thank you.
the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before with a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World, Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions, delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it at Electronics World, Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
I just got another NBA offer from Hard Rock Bet.
A Hard Rock Bet promo at the Hard Rock Bet Party? That is so meta.
That's not meta. That's Meta World Peace. Meta. Tell them about Hard Rock Bet.
Hard Rock Bet has it all. Live odds for every NBA game, every player prop, same game parlays, you name it. It's the only place I play these days.
Okay, now that is meta.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by Gator Trim Life, Campus USA Credit Union, Doreen Weeby Realtor, Fairlife Milk, Domino's Pizza, International Diamond Center, Meldon Law, Miapa Latin Cafe, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Quality Plumbing, Sensei Asian Bistro, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Titan MRI and Imaging, the UF Bookstore, Gala Bank, B&D Electric, and the Head Beer Coach 1966 Lager.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Welcome into Hour 2 of Sports Scene today, coming to you from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where Gator Baseball gets set to play LSU tonight, tomorrow night, and on Saturday. All three games right here on WRUF. Caroline is producing the broadcast today. And remember, we come to you normally, but today we'll call it the Gator Trim Light Studio. Pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting. They've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable from your phone. Man, they can make your landscaping, they can make your home look great. Just visit them at GatorTrimLight.com. We are fueled by Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, the best and late model, low mileage vehicles. When you go see them in person, you know what to do. Make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you. Quality Plumbing, our good friends there, sponsoring the first hour of the show. And this hour brought to you in part by Domino's Pizza, perfect for lunch, dinner, or those late night cravings. Nobody delivers like Domino's. Whether you're picking up or ordering delivery, fast, easy, and just a click away, order at GatorDominoes.com. We're going to get to your calls, your questions, and comments. We'll update you on the PGA. But first, we're going to go to our Titan MRI and imaging phone line and bring in the play-by-play voice of the LSU Tigers, Chris Blair, to the program. Chris, welcome. Good to be here in Baton Rouge. I'll see you at the ballpark. I'll say one thing for you, my friend. It ain't ever dull at LSU.
No. I knew that when I signed on, man. Never a dull moment. Makes things exciting, and you wake up every day and you look forward to what the big story is going to be.
Look, I don't think anybody, Chris, expected what's happened, at LSU with baseball. So Gator fans listening, and they see what LSU's record is and all that. You can read the numbers and all that, but what hasn't gone right for LSU? What kind of derailed things?
Well, I think number one, it was a combination where you come off a team last year that I still believe kind of over-delivered in their run to a title. You know, I didn't feel that way in 23 with Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz and Gavin Dugas and Trey Morgan. I mean, the list goes on. But I really felt like last year it was a team that got hot at the right time. But there's not a lot of returners. I mean, you got Stephen Milam coming back. You got Chris Stanfield decided to come back. You know, from a pitching staff, you had 2 young pitchers come back. But, I mean, you lost Anthony Hyanson. You lost Kate Anderson to pro baseball. Both of those guys have gone on to do sensational so far. So, you know, again, I'm just one of those guys, Stephen. I think I've told you this before, that preseason polls are as useless as a screen door on a submarine. Like, I know they got to do them, gives people something to talk about. But, you know, I had a hard time thinking, how is LSU going to come back with just really 4 returners in the lineup? You know, then you have to rely on young players, and you got to rely on hitting big in the transfer portal. That is something that LSU did a year ago. Dickinson at second base, Hernandez at, you know, behind the plate. I mean, those guys really, you know, came to fruition. I think LSU this year missed on a couple of transfers. And I frankly think that some of the guys they were counting on to carry the brunt of the load, you know, obviously are injured. Jake Brown's been out for over a month. His career was ended. You know, he started out the season first SEC series, and you lose your top transfer starting pitcher in Cooper Moore. He's been gone for more than half the season. You had Stanfield out of the lineup. You've had Pearson out of the lineup. And, you know, over the last 2, maybe 3 weekends, LSU's kind of went to the future. We're starting and it may happen again tonight. We'll wait and see. But, you know, you're going to have probably 4 freshmen, if not in the starting lineup. They're going to play significantly over the weekend. Now, that sounds like excuses. It's not. You got to go out and win. And Jay Johnson has said that all season. They just never were able to get the spark plug they needed to create the fire. And they come in, you know, this weekend really just looking to win. And if nothing else, the motivation, I think, is to maybe throw a wrench in Florida's gears. I think the Gators are not only looking to the NCAA tournament, I think they're trying to fight their way into hosting. So it's been, you know, a constant. I think it's hard to repeat in this day and age with transfer portal and guys moving around, which I don't have a problem with. But I think there were a laundry list of things that affected LSU baseball this year. But that's just the way it is. Sometimes you hit big with transfers like you did in 25. Sometimes you don't, like you did in 26.
Chris, I think realistically, you win the SEC tournament. That's how you get to a regional. Is this team capable of making a run in the tournament?
Well, I mean, I think everything's possible in the game of baseball. I mean, you know, you've been to enough ballparks to know you show up and see something you've never seen before, and you've been watching the sport for, 30, 40, 50 years. So I think it's possible, but it's going to be, a tough task. I mean, I look at the SEC tournament as the most gathered talent in college baseball anywhere in the country, and that includes Omaha. I think the players, coaches, and programs that come to Hoover, pound for pound, you could take 6 or 8 of those teams, send them to Omaha, and those would be the guys who would battle it out. And I know that sounds, biased, but it is. And so to me, Hoover almost is as difficult, if not more, to win than Omaha. And I think when you look at LSU, just based on what they've done with their little bit of success, like the weekend in Knoxville, they were able to put together, a handful of arms, and they didn't have to go deep into the bullpen. That's where LSU struggles, and that's where they struggled against Texas A&M. It's where they struggled against Mississippi State, and it's where they struggled against Georgia this past weekend. I mean, for 5 straight road games, they had 8 runs and couldn't hold a lead. So I just think it's the only way to get to the NCAA tournament, but it's going to be a tough way to get all the way through Hoover and make it to Sunday's championship game.
One thing I noticed, and you kind of touched on it, you guys certainly hit against Georgia. And, having a down year for a program like this, everybody has one. Florida's had them. Everybody has one. But has the effort still been good?
Yeah, no, they fight. I mean, he mentioned it throughout the series at Georgia. They kept fighting. In game 2, they got down big, and LSU tried to come back. Georgia's just powerful enough. Offensively, they were able to keep LSU at arm's distance. And again, you didn't have a bullpen who could come on and stabilize the game. That's been the key. That's what's missing. We saw it a bunch last year. I mean, I remember opening game against Mississippi State for LSU. Kate Anderson, got absolutely knocked around and got down 6-1. And again, the bullpen came in, stabilized the game. The offense got going, and suddenly they win that game one. Did the same thing against Alabama last year. They just are not built to do that. And frankly, I think they've had to ask some guys to do a lot more than they were thinking they would have to do this year. And what I mean by that is a lot of the freshman arms that have come in. I mean, Marcos Paz has become one of the more reliable guys. He didn't even play his senior year of high school last year due to Tommy John. And now all of a sudden he's kind of your second or third go-to out of the bullpen. I think that kind of sums up where LSU is this year.
I can't leave without asking you one football question. It's just I've thought of you often because you'll be in all that when the football season starts, and Lane Kiffin and all the expectation that's going to surround that, Chris. How are you looking at this? I mean, I know you just call the game, so to speak, but you got a new basketball coach, new football coach. There's the expectation's crazy. You won't have many dull moments, will you?
No. And again, I mean, there's been a movement. I'm not saying that it's a recent movement, but with the way college athletics is today, there's a movement now that you want to win, you're going to have to put money into your program. That's not some epiphany on my part. That's just the way it is. I think LSU, just having work here and be here every day, I mean, they made a commitment to that 3-4 years ago when all of this started. And they're still in the process of doing it. And ultimately it comes down to wins. And you can be and do whatever you want to do when you win, whether that's football, basketball, baseball, softball, doesn't really matter. Again, Ole Miss loved Lane Kiffin until the day he walked out the door. Why? Because he gave their program the most success they've had in decades. Suddenly now he's a bad guy. I get that. Tennessee felt the same way. USC felt the same way. I get all that. But when you win, it's like the old saying, which I'll paraphrase here, he's our guy. And that's the feeling here in Baton Rouge. That's the feeling I have. Ultimately, all I'm asking our football coach to do is go out and put a competitive product that wins. Spent enough time around the team during spring football this year to know that they know what they're doing. It was impressive to watch their operation during spring football. So while everything else may get all the headlines, ultimately, if you go out and win football games, that it's not going to be a problem. Everybody's happy. It cures all ills, as they say.
Yes, it does. We all know that, my friend. Chris, I appreciate you. We'll see you at the ballpark. Thank you for taking the time today.
You got it. See you tonight.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Good dude. Chris Blair, play-by-play voice of the LSU Tigers. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll open up the phone lines, the emails, etc. Bottom of the hour, Nicole Mendez, who's got the call of the Gator Regional and softball, will be with us to talk about that. You're listening to Sports Scene Today live in Baton Rouge on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jaden Haynes. The 3-game series between Florida and LSU begin tonight. The series will cap off the regular season for the Gators, and with a win will grant them momentum heading into conference tournament play. Hayden Yost, Brendan Lawson, and Caden McDonald homered in the Kentucky game, with McDonald pioneering this Gator performance, pitching a 4 1/3 no-hitter en route to a 9-6 victory. Here's McDonald on his performance.
That was the goal, and I always knew I could do it. Just pieces had to fall in place at the right time, and yeah, I always envisioned myself doing this ever since I was in high school doing it as well. So it's been awesome the past few weeks.
WRUF covers tonight's game at 7:25. Tomorrow, softball defends KDC Show Presley Stadium against the Florida A&M Rattlers in the first round of the regional tournament. On the year, Florida is undefeated against mid-majors. Coverage on WRUF begins at 10:30.
Hey folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Everyone knows Gator Trim Light is the go-to for patented permanent holiday lighting. But did you know they do so much more? From pool enclosures and businesses to decks and landscape lighting, they've got you covered. Full color systems, fully programmable, right from your smartphone. Invisible by day, stunning by night. Show off your orange and blue home or landscape with GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. GatorTrimLight.com.
Hi, I'm Kerry Meldon. At Meldon Law, we prepare every case as if it's going to trial. And part of that preparation involves real people from our community giving honest feedback. Join one of our jury research focus groups. You'll review real case scenarios, share your perspective, and enjoy dinner and dessert on us. We'll thank you and provide you $125 for your time. It's engaging, meaningful, and your voice truly matters. Visit meldonlaw.com to sign up today.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
No, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
If there's anybody that knows what teamwork and great leadership is all about, it's the head ball coach himself, Steve Spurrier. Sure, it applies to football and the team at Campus USA Credit Union.
Yeah, I think we got excellent leadership with Jerry Benton and his staff there, and certainly I'm proud to team up with those guys as we go from year to year.
Campus USA Credit Union can help with all your financial decisions. Join the team. Learn more at campuscu.com. Member NCUA.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
Connecting with WRUF at Sports Scene just got easier. Call, email, watch on YouTube or Facebook Live. And now text us on the B&D Electric text line at 352-325-3777. That's 352-325-3777. Gator baseball fans, don't miss On Deck with Steve Russell and Jeff Cardoso live every Monday at 1 on WRUF. Get baseball and softball breakdowns, player analysis, and SEC previews. Listen live or anytime on the WRUF app, YouTube, or Facebook. On Deck, it's a hit.
Gator baseball plays here. WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Back with Sports Scene today live in Baton Rouge. Don't forget, if you have a text question, Caroline will get it to me. Those texts brought to you by B&D Electric, professional, reliable electrical service you can trust. You can schedule at bdelectric.com. The text line, 352-325-3777. If you have a YouTube question, again, you can get them to me, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union, serving our community for 90 years, and our Facebook Live questions, courtesy of Ruse Ogra State Farm. And make sure to check out our daily clip of the day on WRUF Facebook and YouTube at WRUF Home of the Gators, brought to you by our friends at Fairlife Milk. Let's get to an International Diamond Center email. Daryl, don't eat too much gumbo from the LSU fans tailgating. Where that comes from, first time I ever did a Gator baseball broadcast here. I'd never been to Baton Rouge. Been here for football. And we pulled up to the stadium. It was like a tailgate for football. Come on in here, you Gators, have some gumbo. And I've never forgotten that. That's what he's referring to. I believe we'll see all LSU has this weekend, despite their record. Plus, there's a lot of pressure on them, and the Gators are in town. Mark I say this with the intent of being complimentary. On days you do your show while also later in the day calling a baseball game, you seem a bit more juiced while listening to you on Sports Scene. Do you feel a bit more energized on days where you're calling a baseball game? You know, Mark, I never thought about that. Maybe, I guess, because, you're anticipating going to the park. And I also like exploring. By the time I get off the air, I have a little time. We have a little time before we go to the ballpark. So, wherever we are, take a walk, go see something. So, yeah, I would say probably that's true. BB, I like the idea of being able to hear more of the actual sounds at the ballpark, less artificial, more there, more realism. He lived in Louisiana. I know the state's known for some really good food. What are you looking forward to having to eat while there? I probably have, BB, the smallest palate. I'm not a big, I like what I like kind of thing. So I tried gumbo once. It was okay. I tried jambalaya once. It was okay. So I'm probably not going to partake of a lot of Cajun food here. It's just how it is. With all the money LSU's putting into their sports programs, are you seeing any new signs of it in terms of improvements, changes to facilities since you were last there? We'll begin to see that tonight. And hopefully tomorrow or Saturday, get over to the football stadium a little bit and see what is there. So again, we will see what transpires from that. All right, we'll take a break. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll do one more email here because then I want to get who's going to be doing the games in softball. Nicole Mendez is going to join us here. She's got the Call the Gators series here on ESPN, and we'll get her thoughts on Florida's regional tomorrow. Speaking of that, that's what I really wanted to do. We will not be on unless there's an ultra fast game. Our coverage begins tomorrow at 10:30, and the first pitch is at 11. So it's very doubtful we will have Sports Scene on at its regular time. So just be kind of listening. We'll be on after Gator softball. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to talk with former Gator wide receiver Elijah Badger. Yeah. And then Santa Fe College softball team is also having a great year. They're in the playoffs. They won their first game. So hopefully Shanda Stebbins, the athletic director, will come on tomorrow and talk about that and about where the softball team's going from here. They've had a historically really, really good year. And wish them a lot of luck, too, as they continue in the playoffs. We'll take a break, come back. More to come here from Baton Rouge. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
It's never fun being injured. And with summer on the way, the last thing you want is lingering pain holding you back. Good news. You don't have to deal with long waits or high costs at Titan MRI and Imaging. At Titan MRI and Imaging, you're not just another patient. You're treated with care in a comfortable, personal setting. With 2 locations in Gainesville and 1 in Lake City. Being pain-free is a short drive away, and they accept insurance. So don't sit out this summer. Get the scan you need and get back to enjoying it. Visit TitanMRI.com to learn more.
The commitment from IDC to first responders is really extraordinary.
Veteran firefighter Johnny Hinton talks about International Diamond Center's ongoing support for our heroes in uniform.
IDC has helped us raise just massive amounts of money.
Johnny says in addition to corporate gifts to support charity fundraisers, IDC is there every day, helping first responders with an extra 15% discount on any purchase.
Again, thank you guys so much.
International Diamond Center at Celebration Point.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
By now, you've heard about the Florida Legends Experience in Gila, featuring Gator Heisman greats Tim Tebow, Danny Werfel, and Steve Spurrier all in one place at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Imagine catching a pass or taking a handoff from a Heisman winner, all while supporting Isaiah 117 to help provide safe, loving homes for children in need. Then enjoy an unforgettable evening at the Gala, filled with great food and lasting memories. Don't miss this historic event. Find out how you and your business can get involved at fllegends.com. That's fllegends.com.
Summer in Gainesville means sunshine, barbecues, and storm season right around the corner. Don't wait until disaster strikes to think about your roof. Whether it's your home or your business, Atlantic Roofing has you covered. From inspections to full replacements, their expert team handles both residential and commercial roofing, built to stand up to Florida's toughest weather. Get ahead of the storm. Protect what matters most. Visit AtlanticRoofingFL.com today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing. Roofing you can trust, rain or shine.
Craving bold, authentic Cuban flavor? Head to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings the taste of Cuba straight to your table. From iconic Cuban sandwiches and fresh flaky empanadas to rich café con leche and perfectly sweet plantains. Every dish is made fresh daily for a true Latin experience. Proudly serving the community for over 23 years. And a proud supporter of the Florida Gators, Mi Apa now features 6 convenient locations ready to welcome you. Dine-in, drive-thru, to-go, or catering, Mi Apa is your choice for crowd-pleasing Cuban favorites. Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami.
The best conversations happen with Los Landeros tequila, like this recent conversation between two Gator legends.
Coach, you know what always impressed me? How you beat Florida State to win the 1996 national championship.
And I was really impressed with your 06, 08, and 09 Gator teams.
And the way you coached Danny to the Heisman Trophy.
A lot like what you did with Tim Tebow.
To the Swamp and the Gators, with the best beverage served at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. 100% agave, Los Landeros tequila. Aged in bourbon barrels for a smoother taste.
Bush Auto Repair and Gator Transmission is Gainesville's no-hassle, no-overcharge repair shop since 1954. From same-day maintenance jobs to transmission repairs, their ace techs fix it right the first time to get you back on the road. It's the straight talk and excellence you'd expect in the Swamp. Whatever your car needs, trust Bush Auto Repair and Gator Transmission. Keeping cars on the road since 1954. Call 352-372-0138 or visit bushautorepair.com.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
We await Nicole Mendez, hopefully calling us. She'll have the call of Florida softball in the regional. Caroline is producing, and thank you, Caroline, for your job today. And again, normally we are coming to you from the Gator Trim Light Studio, but for all intents and purposes, it's the Baton Rouge Gator Trim Light Studio. Great people. They can do a lot for your landscaping, your pool deck, your yard, your home. Visit them at GatorTrimLight.com. You will see exactly what I'm talking about, and it's all fully programmable from your phone. And we are fueled by you-know-who, Southeast Cardency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. This is interesting. I don't know if you saw this or not while we're waiting. Have you heard of the College Sports Commission? Well, if you haven't, Google it. An arbitrator just upheld a decision that's blocking NIL deals of 18 Nebraska football players, which seems to solidify the authority of the College Sports Commission to set a salary cap in college sports. That's right, a salary cap in college sports. Playfly Sports is a marketing firm that was involved in this, and they reached what are called warehousing agreements, where it acquired likeness rights without specifying how they would be used. And that contract circumvented the $20.5 million threshold that schools can pay athletes across all sports based on that settlement agreement. So there are other cases coming before this board that are just like the one at Nebraska. So we will certainly see what will transpire here, but pretty interesting turn of events when it comes to that. All right, Well, we may not get our guest here, so I'm going to lean on you to call and get us through this last half hour or so. What is it, Leia? Just about a half hour of the show here. 392-8255. That is, of course, our phone line sponsor, courtesy of Titan MRI and Imaging. International Diamond Center email is srussell@wruf.com. And remember, after the show today, make sure and tune in for a show called The 35. It's a 7-week countdown of the top Gators of all time, and a chance for you to vote on the greatest sports moment ever. It's getting near that time of the year, friends. It's called the summertime, when it slows down. So tune in for that. That's a pretty cool thing, and you'll get a chance to participate in that. International Diamond Center email, Phil says, what are you expecting in the baseball series? I don't know if you saw this, by the way. I'm going to digress a little bit. Kylie McDaniel from ESPN.com just had his latest post of the MLB draft, which is in a couple of months. And Liam Peterson is still a projected first-round pick, despite the year that he's had. So again, sometimes scouts, or a lot of times, they don't look for, a record or whatever. They look at something and go, you know what? We see here, his fastball is 96 to 98, whatever it might be. So that's what they see. And we'll go from there. PGA is going on today. Did you see a golfer was penalized for not making a tee time on time? I have no idea who some of these golfers are who are leading. Billy Horschel, the Gator, though, is in the field. And I don't know if he's teed off yet or not. But the clubhouse leaders are at 3 under par. All right, let's bring in Ed to the show. Ed, welcome.
Hello, Steve. This might be tough to do off the top of your head, but how many Gators are in the AUSL now, and how are they doing? Any idea?
Well, the league hasn't started yet. Their new season's coming up. I don't know how many there are. I want to say maybe with this new draft, maybe 8, but I'd have to go back and look. But there's a few in the league, no doubt.
And what did you say? There's 6 teams total right now?
I believe that's right. Yes.
Okay. So 8 spread across 6 teams. That's a pretty good representation. I don't know, but
don't hold me to that.
And watching their games when they come on.
Yeah, don't hold me to that. But I think if it isn't that, it's close. And again, a couple of more were just drafted. It's really a good league. And, if you like college softball, for some reason, I have some friends that like college baseball but don't watch pro baseball. And I've never really understood the nuance there. So to me, if you're going to watch the AUSL, you're watching the best players compete. That's a good thing. And there are, like I said, a lot of Gators to watch.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I may look on up and down the dial to see when the game is. Did she mention when the game was going to be on television?
It's not for a while yet. They just had the draft, okay. So it's a summer league, so it'll be a while.
Okay, let me switch gears real quick. Any word on how Chinyelu is doing in his Go Pro journey?
Funny you asked that. ESPN was running a game yesterday when some of those players were playing, and Chinyelu was not playing when I watched it. I don't think he was playing in the game. And Seth Greenberg was there, and he was, sort of talking about some of the players. But but I don't know. Look, I know a lot of people would like to see him back, me included. He's a fun player to watch. He's a great kid. He's a really great kid. But if he gets, evaluation where, he may be better than a second round choice, or if he just decides, you know what, I want to go to the NBA. More power to him. And I like the fact he's going through this process and he's getting feedback. That's what the process is for. I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of Gator fans are with me on this, but if he does come back, I don't want to see him shooting threes. At least not right now. Maybe he can do that on his own time.
No, but, I think there's precedent here. Did Al Horford shoot threes in college?
Don't think so.
The answer is no.
Really might have yanked him.
You develop that, right? And I'm not saying he can or will. I don't know that he can, but you can develop that skill. It's really interesting to me when you look at the current NBA big dudes, because as great as Kareem was and Wilt was and all of that, the athleticism of a Wembyana or somebody like that is crazy, for their size. And on Dan Patrick today, they were talking about, players of yesteryear in the middle defending players today. How would Shaq do as a defender, for example, against, these players now that are bigger, quicker, all that. So I think it's fascinating. It's hard to compare eras, but it's just, I don't think sometimes when I get college fans loving the college game, it's great. But the dudes that play in the NBA and the dudes that play in the MLB and the NFL, they're the best of the best. And watching some of those people perform is pretty incredible.
It certainly is. And, we'll all know what Chen's going to do in the next, probably week or so, week or 10 days?
I don't know the exact time, but obviously pretty soon. Got to come to a decision pretty soon.
All right. Have a good time out there, Steve. We'll catch you later.
Okay. Yep. Thank you, Ed. Dustin says Horschel was at 4 over in the tournament at the PGA. Yeah. We'll try to get an updated score on that. And I apologize for not having Nicole Mendez here, who was supposed to give us a call. She did not. Maybe something came up for her. So when you don't get a guest and you're supposed to fill the time, that's when I need you. And again, a reminder about tomorrow, because of Gator softball, we're on the air at 10:30, games at 11 o'clock. Sports Scene will come on after the conclusion of the game. Just don't know, obviously, when that's going to be or even how long we'll go tomorrow. We will certainly have this baseball game to talk about. And remember, everybody plays tonight. Everybody plays Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And we'll have an updated standings for you as to where, Florida's trying to make a top 8 seed in the SEC so they can avoid having to play on the first day. If they can do that, they'll have a first round bye in the SEC tournament. And it's interesting if packing the suitcases this week was interesting, because if we don't know, obviously, where Florida's going to end up, if they're not a top 8 seed, we are leaving here Saturday night and going right to Hoover. And then, sit around Sunday, Monday, and then play on Tuesday. If Florida gets a top 8 seed, they'll have a first round bye in the tournament. They won't play till Wednesday, and then we will charter home, and then we'll bus to Birmingham. That's a long trip. But, hey, that's how it is. At least you get to spend a little time home. So we had to pack for a lot of days just in case we did not go home. Let's hope that does not happen for a lot of reasons, but it's something that certainly could happen. So far for Caroline, no text messages today, no Facebook Lives today, no YouTubes today. Geez. Again, you want to text us, 352-325-3777. That's courtesy of B&D Electric, electrical service you can trust. You can schedule at bndelectric.com. And again, the Campus USA Credit Union sponsoring our YouTube questions, and Ruth Ogre State Farm our Facebook Live questions. We hope we can certainly get more. And again, want to thank Domino's Pizza for sponsoring the second hour of Sports Scene as well. And we will be here tomorrow. And I also at this time want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors. Thank you for being part of Sports Scene. You are appreciated. If you want to be part of the program, though, we can always fit you in. Contact Freddie, 352-284-3733. You can expose your business to thousands of sports fans on radio and across platforms as well. And we appreciate everybody who is with us. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up Sports Scene today here in Baton Rouge. You're listening on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Jaden Haynes. Florida marches to Baton Rouge tonight, hoping to put a cap on their regular season with 2 back-to-back series wins. They ended the Kentucky series 9-6 with a 3-homer performance from Brendan Lawson, Hayden Yost, and Caden McDonald. McDonald led the day with a 4 1/3 pitching day with 0 hits. Here's Coach Kevin O'Sullivan on McDonald's performance.
Man, I can't say enough about his performance. I mean, the guy goes 4 1/3, going to give him a hit, settles things down, hits a home run, a key home run. Him and Yosti hit key home runs there. I think everybody in the lineup got a hit today.
Coverage on WRUF begins at 7:25. Florida softball plays Florida A&M in the first round of the regional tournament. For full coverage, look at WRUF at 10:30. Former Gator defensive tackle Caleb Banks finds out which lineman he plans to brutalize tonight as the official NFL schedule gets released at 8.
Sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between a minor sprain and a significant issue. The team at UF Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provide expert orthopedic care with locations in Gainesville and Ocala for everything from walk-in treatments to specialized surgeries and complex cases. Choose the providers who care for Team USA. Visit ufhealth.org/orthoexperts to learn more. Proud provider for the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Medical Network.
Attention local and regional CDL-A drivers in the North Florida area. Pritchett Trucking is currently looking for local and regional drivers. Are you looking for a driver-friendly environment? Pritchett Trucking offers more home time, great pay, and great benefits, including health insurance and paid time off. And they also offer a quarterly performance and safety program, plus a sign-on bonus. Pritchett Trucking's regional drivers are home weekends and local drivers are home daily. If you're at least 23 years old and want a rewarding career with great pay, don't let the opportunity pass you by. Apply online at PritchettTrucking.com.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
It's the grand opening of the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. We've just received a special factory allocation of GMC trucks and SUVs. New GMC Sierra, $329 per month. New GMC Canyon, $299 per month. We sell more, so you save more. At Davis Gainesville Chevrolet and the all-new Davis Gainesville GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com.
36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing plus tax tag title and doc. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end. Together, let's drive.
This summer, bring every game home. Baseball, soccer, golf, like never before. With a stunning new home theater system from Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, surveillance, and smart home solutions. Delivering the best products, the best service, and the best price. Don't just watch the game, live it. At Electronics World. Gainesville's preferred choice for home theater, home surveillance, and smart home installation and service. Visit electronicsworldfl.com for more. That's electronicsworldfl.com.
Hey Gainesville, tired of big banks that don't know your name? Meet Gallup Bank. Locally owned, locally operated. With over 350 years of combined experience, we're here to help our neighbors, not just customers. No call centers, no appointments necessary, no sign-in sheets, and anyone can cash a check on us. No extra charge. Local bank, local people. Gallup Bank. Find us at 7515 West University Avenue off Tower Road. Gallup Bank. Member FDIC.
Gainesville's best-kept secret is finally being revealed. Introducing Sensei Asian Bistro. Located in Celebration Point next to Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, Sensei delivers a one-of-a-kind Japanese-French fusion experience that's as refined as it is unforgettable. Indulge in signature dishes like our smoked New York strip, Chilean sea bass, matcha curry, or the crave-worthy Chunggang chili chicken. Pair it all with handcrafted cocktails, fresh crudo oysters, or our premium A5 Wagyu tataki. Sensei Asian Bistro. Make your reservation today.
When you're ready to roll up your sleeves or open new doors for the next generation. When you're ready to give your time where it matters most and put your heart behind every handshake. Radiant Credit Union is ready too. With partnerships, programs, and people dedicated to building stronger communities together. Helping our community shine. Radiant Credit Union. When you're ready, let's get started.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Sunny skies this afternoon, high temperatures in the mid-80s, clear for us tonight, and humidity levels dropping off, and that will help lows to fall to the upper 50s for our Friday morning. In the afternoon tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, a little bit warmer, highs in the upper 80s. We'll make it to the 90s over the weekend, sunny on Saturday, slight chance for an afternoon thunderstorm on Sunday. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
WRUF, where Gator Nation comes alive. 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
All right, we're going to wrap up Sports Scene for today here in Baton Rouge. And before I forget, I want to thank all of our guests that have been here today. Hope you've enjoyed them. Dick Girardi, talking about the second leg of the Triple Crown and why we don't see a lot of horses try for a Triple Crown. Chris Blair, play-by-play voice of LSU. Also, Savannah Collins, reporter for AUSL, also does some work for ESPN as well. Tomorrow, former Gator wide receiver Elijah Badger. He's in the United Football League. We'll talk to him about his experience playing there, I hope. And Santa Fe College's softball team is in the postseason. They won their first game. And hopefully athletic director Shanna Stebbins tomorrow with us to update us on their progress and what they are doing. But I wanted to end today with Gator softball. And this is courtesy of ESPN as they get ready tomorrow. And a reminder about the show tomorrow. We're on the air at 10:30. Game begins at 11. We'll be on after our softball coverage, so we don't know, when that will be, how long we'll go for the show. But we'll be on tomorrow at some point. The Gators, against the top 16 seeds in the tournament, only played 13 games. They're 5-8. Over the last month, their record 8-5 with a plus 12 run differential. They're 12th in runs allowed per game, but here is where they make their living. The nation's top 15 in on-base percentage, OPS, runs per game, slugging percentage, walk rate, and home run rate. When you combine Erickson, Shoemaker, and Townsend Thomas, they combine for 41 homers, 167 RBI, and a 1210 OPS. That's crazy. Also, they have the 8th lowest swing rate in the country, and when they do, they don't miss much. So, again, that is just some of what Florida's doing as they get set to host their regional tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of fun to see. And again, I just have a feeling that Florida will turn this up tomorrow, and we'll start to see them perform very well. Quickly, Richard says, please pull your magic, get us listeners some cool interviews of coaches, players from World Cup soccer. We actually have a show on Sundays, Richard, that you can listen to concerning World Cup soccer. So tune in for that. After we are done today, do not go anyplace. We will have something for you called the 35. It's a 7-week countdown of the top Gators of all time and a chance for you to vote on the greatest sports moments ever. Yeah, that's coming up after we are done here today. And then don't forget, we'll have results of the games in the SEC tonight to talk about tomorrow. Arkansas at Kentucky, Ole Miss at Alabama, South Carolina at Vanderbilt, Mississippi State at Texas A&M, Missouri at Texas, Tennessee against Oklahoma, Georgia, who's already won the SEC regular season championship, will take on Auburn. So a lot of teams still looking to get updated resumes to get themselves in on NCAA regional. Florida trying to get itself in the position where they can host a regional and get a top 8 seed in the upcoming SEC tournament. King goes tonight for the Gators 7-2, 2.19 ERA. LSU is still a TBA. We'll see who pitches tonight. That's Sports Scene for today. Caroline, thank you. Job well done producing the program. We thank you for listening again. The 35 is coming up next, and we will see you tomorrow after Gators softball for more Sports Scene. I'm Steve Russell. See you tonight for the Gator baseball broadcast right here on WRUF. Thanks for listening.
Every pitch of Gator baseball, all season long, right here on WRUF, your home for Gator sports.
Gator Nation, did you know the UF bookstore, located right inside the University of Florida's Rights Union, is more than just textbooks? That's right. Gear up with officially licensed Gator merchandise from top brands like Nike, Peter Lamar, Lululemon, Columbia, Tommy Bahama, Apple, and more. From game day to every day, we've got the styles Gators love. Stop by the Florida bookstore at Rights Union. The Florida bookstore, where Gators shop.
Go Gators!
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their meatball sub with fries or onion rings, topped with the house sauce and lots of melted mozzarella.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe, located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
P.F. Chang's Gainesville is serving up incredible lunch specials starting at just $11.99. So if you're in the mood for Asian fusion cuisine, stop in for lunch today. And don't miss happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. with $5.99 beers, $6.99 wines, and $8.99 cocktails. Make your next lunch or afternoon unwind unforgettable at P.F. Chang's Gainesville, your destination for lunch and happy hour.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parrish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings